an event on in October that he said, can you have a chat about? Of course you can, Pete. And I asked him to pick a track, and this next track's for you, Pete. He picked The Senseless Things, and the track's called Hold Me Down. Hold It Down, even. That's Hold It Down. That's by The Senseless Things. That was picked by Pete, who we'll be having a chat with after 2 tracks this week from Wally at the Beautiful Music label. Now, hopefully on the end of the line, I'm going to be speaking to Pete Cole. Are you there, Pete?
Hello.
Hello, Pete. How are you?
Bit warm, isn't it?
Yes, it is warm. Very warm in this studio.
Pete, hottest day of the year.
Pete runs Blag Promotions, which
I certainly do. Yeah.
I will take it straight off the site, which says providing passionate musicians with passionate promotion.
That's me.
That's not bad, is it? How did you? Before we go on to the event you're going to plug, how did you start Blag Promotions? What's the idea behind it and that kind of thing?
Well, it goes back at least over 20 years. I had a lot of friends, still do actually, that are involved in music. More back then, trying to sort of make it, because we were a lot younger back then. And Blag is just taken from a song by a band out of Farnborough called Who Moved the Ground.
Right.
They had a question mark at the end. And there's a cracking song called Blag, and I thought, I do tend to get people to help me quite a lot, so it seemed appropriate.
Brilliant.
That's putting it nicely, I think.
So how long ago? Was that 20 odd years ago? Did you say you started it?
Blag was on an EP in about 93, and I think the first Blag gig was about 94. Right. But then it had sort of a long time off, and it came back properly as Blag Promotions as well as gig promotions about 2 years ago now, I think.
Ah, right.
So it's been kind of around for a long time.
Yeah.
In limbo for a lot of it, but it's now back and it's not going away anytime soon, really.
Brilliant. And the gig we got you on to plug tonight is the one in aid of the Love, Hope, Strength Foundation.
That's correct, yes. And that'll be on October the 15th at Farnborough Football Club. It's a great venue. We've got 7 bands on, and we have quite a bunch. It's all in conjunction with another thing I have a connection with called the Farnborough Groove,
right?
Which is a compilation, originally tape and then went on to CD, and that was started in '91. And all my friends are on that were involved with the Blag Promotions and such like. And a lot of a few of the bands have actually reformed, especially for this gig.
Oh, right.
So it's to make it very special. Should I tell you about the bands?
Yeah, of course you can. Yeah, go for it.
Okay, the headliners are a band called Phobia. They're all kind of like the Surrey, Hampshire area.
Right.
All the bands are that are playing. But they did do quite well, Phobia. They toured with Mega City 4 and the Manic Street Preachers, all around that sort of early 90s sort of time.
Right.
Had some great 7-inch singles out, which Lamac and John Peel, bless his heart, played and plugged quite a lot. They're kind of punky pop, but I think you'll be playing a song of theirs in a little while.
Yeah.
So people can make their own mind up. We also have a band called Caged, who it's a bit confusing because Caged became a band called Atomica, who actually did quite well. But the reason Atomica aren't playing is because they're not on the best of Farnborough Groove, but Caged are.
Oh, right.
So it's it's the same band, really, same people, playing a mixture of the two sets. The third band we have, the Phobia headliners, by the way, and this is working backwards. We have the Modern Art Thieves, who actually are a new band, formed from sort of bands from around the Aldershot, Farnborough area.
Right.
Ironically, they're actually mainly a covers band, but doing sort of punk rock songs and mod and punk anthems, but with a twist, is their kind of catchphrase.
Right.
It's a debut gig, so they're all working towards that. The bands on before them are a band from Reading, because Reading is quite close to sort of Farnborough, Hampshire, Hampshire, Surrey, Berkshire borders. Blind Man's Rainbow. I first saw them sporting Negatonic Dustbin way back in the early 90s as well. The band on before them, there's 7 acts in total. Before Blind Man's Rainbow is the Four Marys, probably the oldest guys on the bill, but doesn't mean they're any less powerful or energetic. They, again, were originally, all these bands are kind of early 90s, really. And they're just really good power pop. we got IJ on before them, who's acoustic. They've got two acoustic artists. We have IJ, who was once part of a band called Spliff Riff. Who basically, he'll kill me for saying this, but like a very Bob Marley kind of sound and inspired. But he does play some really nice, thought-provoking sort of tunes. And opening proceedings is Wob, who's actually named with a man and a band, but tonight and that night he's acoustic. I've been a lifelong fan of the guy. Proud to say he's a friend really as well. Right. Very, very moving, energetic stage presence. Really fantastic songs. Real songwriter, songwriter type.
Yeah.
Lots of stories. We have a DJ spinning some classic indie. Can you tell I'm reading off my press release here? We have DJ Billy Liberator. Again, Billy Liberator is known as Paul Huggett to his mum. He was on the Farmer Groove Volume 4, I believe. He's not actually playing the night, but he's DJing.
Right.
And we have the compare for the evening is a guy called Andy Clark, again a very good friend of mine, who was also in a band called The Flowers of Sacrifice.
Right.
So, again, not playing or on the best of, but he's coming along to
introduce the bands together, and that really. Kind of thing. Yeah. So for £9, you're getting what, seven bands, a DJ, a compare.
£7 advance from We Got Tickets.
Right.
You can search online for We Got Tickets search for Phobia and Farnborough, and you'll find it. And it's £9 on the door, so it's in your interest if you want to come along to get tickets early and save a little bit of money. But if you don't, it's all money to so,
yeah. So just tell us a bit about the charity and where the idea behind that.
Love, Hope, Strength is now firmly established as the world's leading rock and roll cancer foundation charity.
Right.
It was founded by Mike Peters from The Alarm, who's actually beaten cancer twice in the last few years. And they basically, their slogan is saving lives at one concert at a time. They try and match donors by having swabs done at the gigs. There's a booth with all the stuff on it.
Right.
It's all about leukemia, cancer sufferers, and helping, supporting them to save lives right now. With any advances they can get from any donations from the charity.
Yeah.
It's been going for about 10 years now, I believe. And the reason I chose that charity is because the Alarm are one of my favourite bands of all time, ever since I was 14 years old, and I'm in my 40s now. And he's just a bit of a hero to me, and I'd like to help.
Yeah.
So Love, Hope, Strength is a great charity. lovehopestrength.co.uk. Check it out.
Brilliant. Yeah. Thank you very much, Pete. Right. So it's Saturday the 15th of October. Farnborough Town FC. 7 bands. £7 in advance from We Got Tickets. £9 on the door.
Yep. And doors open at 4:30. The WOB is on 5:30 prompt.
Right. And then, well, what track we're going to play? You picked a track to play, and we'll play that now. What is it, Pete?
It is Phobia.
And can you remember which one?
And which one did you choose?
We're going to play Phobia, and it's Touch the Ground.
Touch the Ground,
yeah.
From one of their older EPs. Yep.
Yeah,
Have a listen.
brilliant.
Hope you like it.
Thanks a lot, Pete.
Thanks for your support.
Take care.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Bye. Wasted hours
There we go, that's Phobia, Touch the Ground. Thank you very much to Pete. That's Saturday the 15th of October, Farnborough Town FC.